Okay. Yep, I ended up buying it. Got a pretty good deal out of it. It's sharp, but it could be a little bit sharper. Actually, I don't think I can do much better than that. I think it's thicker. Same thickness. Thicker behind the edge. Yep, thicker behind the edge. I don't know how thick, but I know it's thicker, so. Ew. Somebody used a pull through on this. Gross. Yep. Then they did a micro bevel at the very end. God damn. Why can't I just have nice shit that stays nice shit? Yeah, we're removing that right now. That's disgusting. That's the most disappointing sharp edge I've ever seen. I might keep that one. Is that Jaya's Art and Craft? How you doing? I probably butchered that name. Yeah. Dude, it might have been a Sharpen's Best. What a disgrace. I do indeed sell knives. Trying to keep that in view, but Serenity, what's up? How's it going? Okay, let's go for it. Best offer on what? I buy and sell them. I'm a collector. I don't make my own stuff. Oh, that is a thin. That angle is wild. Dude. That's going to be hard to hold. It kind of depends on what you're looking for. What you're looking for, your price range. I've got a bunch of stuff in a bunch of different price ranges. Sharpo is sending me more films. It is unfortunately only in the US. I only ship through in the US because international shipping is insanely expensive. And I'm not sure how to fill out customs paperwork. So Sharpo's sending me an 8,000 grit film and a 14,000 grit film. Have a good one. We'll see you later. Dude, holding this angle is not easy. This is like 2 or 3 degrees lower than I have ever held an angle before. Kitchen knives I find are a little hard. Because of the length. I find the length makes it harder for me to sharpen them. Practicing with your left hand, it takes a lot of practice. Yeah, the big ones hurt. What kind of edge does Elmax like? But yeah, in all honesty, I find that the larger the knife and the higher the tip goes, the more it hurts my shoulder on my left side. Because when you lift up that high multiple times in a short period of time, it's just not comfortable. Does depend on hardness. Try and keep that in frame. I'm gonna be honest, I barely know what I'm doing. Like right there, I just completely missed the apex. think this needs reprofiled. Just barely. Well, here's the thing. I don't want to get rid of that factory type edge because that thing is nasty looking. And I think it actually looks pretty good on there. But if I fuck up while reprofiling, then I'm not going to have it again. Ugh. I may have lost a little bit of my patience. And I think on this one, it's more of the angle that I'm holding instead of patience. So I talked to them. I talked to Sharpo about MDC, welcome back, about the issue I was having with these. It's cheap. If you want one of these, they're like 22 bucks. The one I was using earlier was more expensive than this one. Appreciate the like. Woodinator, did you reach out to me with an address for me to ship that spatha to? Because I don't think I've gotten your address yet. Yeah, the Atoma is definitely a better set, but this is just cheaper and it's my only 400 grit. And I prefer to, if I'm doing light reprofile work, I'm starting with a 4, not a 6, not, you know. Okay. Which CRKT did you want? That asshole. Oh my god, the previous owner put a micro bevel on this thing. You turd. Oh, the kiss, okay. I'll be honest, I forgot that you wanted that thing. I still have it, but I just forgot that you wanted it. And I didn't put down how much it was. Yeah, I'm not surprised. My heavenly voice does cause people to fall asleep. That's why at the end of my streams I have like 6 people all the time. All 6 of those people fell asleep. Yeah, I don't mess with Twitch. I've gotten so used to YouTube that I don't think that I'd want to swap. See, MDC's fallen asleep on my streams. Aiden has fallen asleep on my streams. My voice is monotone, but it's heavenly. You can get this one off Amazon for 22 bucks. I should really write that down too. It's called an SATC 400/1000. Oh, I hate it when people use, oh yeah. I hate it when people use pull-through sharpeners. Fixing their mistakes sucks. I think this is one of the cheaper ones on Amazon. I didn't know that they made a whole bunch that were cheaper than this. Honestly, at 22, this is the cheapest stone that I have. It does look better, but I'm still not apexing. Right down here on the flat, they ground into it a little far with the carbide V. Oh, yeah. So I don't have one of those sets. I've seen them. I've never tried them, so I can't tell you if I recommend them or not. Regular bevel, micro bevel. And up here I fixed it. But down here, struggling. So once upon a time it had lens cleaner in there. And then the mixture that I have in it now is this. Should I use the Chiefer cut on this thing? God, if I hold that angle wrong, I'm going to obliterate the edge or the flat on that stone and destroy the edge of this thing. Yeah, that's the stuff that's in there. It just works. It's cheap too. I think a pint of this is $1.25. A quart of this is $15. And I don't know how much Dawn dish soap is. It takes forever for me to run out of that shit. And then just water out of the tap. And then you get the stuff that I use. You know what? I think, yeah, no problem. I might try selling that stuff, but I'd have to sell it in large quantities, and I'm not sure how shipping liquid goes. Let me go see if I can clean out a section in the sink. No, the micro bevel is not something I'm happy seeing. So if I'm going to have a knife, I'm going to sharpen that out. I'll just put this right here. And that's the stuff that's in this bottle. Let the chiefre cut sit and soak for a bit. The ergos are fine. They're not bad. Let that soak for a few minutes, and then we'll pull it out and start sharpening. I'll admit, I don't particularly enjoy using the chiefre cut for the main reason of cleanup and keeping it wet. I think whetstones last longer, but the diamond plates, they rip material off quicker than, in my experience, than a traditional whetstone. And they're cheaper overall. They're tiny, but they're there, and I'm picky. Eagle Scout, what's up? How's it going? Well, that was a stupid question. I already know how it's going, but what's up? So let's see, they sent me an 8,000 and a 14,000. That's supposed to be coming in here pretty soon. I'm wondering if those are diamond films or if they're aluminum oxide films, because I did tell them that the stuff I play with doesn't like aluminum oxide. I don't know. I think they'd kick you out after a certain amount of time. Honestly. Don't get me wrong. They're great people, but when you're sitting there for a couple hours, preventing them from doing the front end work, not great. So it's really interesting, the finish of this thing. It is like a plasma cut finish with a little bit of polish to it. Not a high finish, especially not for $100 knife. You know, I think that is water jet, now that I think about it. A couple more minutes in the water, and then they are deep marks. I'm not going to get rid of them, though. There's no point. I mean, sure, it's an L-Max. It gives an off-the-mill look, like kind of homemade type look, but it's $100. But it's also made in the U.S. Well, joke's on you, they won't let you buy anything anyway. Hey, don't be saying that. It's a sharp blank that's heat treated. Oh, yeah, the handle is. This thing's heavy, too. It's supposed to be a neck knife. I tried carrying it like that, and holy shit, this thing's heavy. My previous neck knife was about half as thick. I go both directions. I go back and forth and swap hands as well. If you stick around for a minute, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm just waiting for a stone to finish soaking, which it should be about done by now, so. You're still wet. We're gonna wipe that off, and no, I don't use this holder for that other stone. Never mind. We'll see you later, OJ. This is the one that I use for that stone. Okay, I'll be right back with the stone. Okay. But I need a quality diamond stone with a roughness of over 600. I've got 1,000 grit. It's fine. That depends. It depends on what you practice with more. I don't think either one is going to be better until you practice with it. Because I can be great with diamond plates, but I can suck with these things. Or I can suck with a whetstone and be really good with the diamond plate. I'm decent with both. And honestly, you're not being that annoying. Keeping me talking is the best way of keeping things going. I don't put a ton of pressure on this one specifically. The diamond stones I'll put a good 6 pounds on, no problem. This one's a lot more expensive than the diamond stones, or the diamond plates, so I'm a lot more careful with it. I put about 1.5 pounds on this, which is less than the weight of my hand. Oh yeah. Alright, Aiden, you're right again. I always freehand. I don't have angle guides because I've been too lazy to buy them. And frankly, oh cool. Hey, and I got a new follower on Instagram too. Sweet. Aiden, you're right. I definitely should use the Chieffer cut more often because holy shit, this thing removes material. It's just so expensive. Okay. How do I test the sharpness? How easily will it shave? Can I shave my face with it? Stupid question, but valid question. See, you can tell by the way that Aiden said, huh, that he was falling asleep. Okay, so other ways that I test sharpness is basically just how easily it cuts things. Printer paper being one of those. Paper towels. Sure, it might be affordable to you. It takes me a month to have enough money to buy this stone. Less damage to what? So here's the thing about me is I don't really care how much damage I'm doing to the edge because I can sharpen it again. Everything that I do to these knives can be repeated, so So I don't own any Shaptons, and not because I don't want to, but more because the YouTuber that mine were shipped to ended up, one of his cars broke down, and I told him to hold off on shipping them until he gets the car fixed. How long that's going to take, I have no clue, and frankly, I could probably just pay him the money for shipping and then he could drop it off. Or he could, yeah, drop it off at the post office and it would all end up great. I just constantly forget that I can do that. Here pretty soon I'll be testing out some Shapton ceramic stones. But I gotta buy them first. And there's something else that I want to buy before I buy those, so that's gonna be a bit. We're getting there. Yep. Just trying to fix what the previous owner screwed up. It all ends up working out. I don't know. We should be closing in on the micro bevel being gone. It's gone right there. Okay. There's one spot where it's still there, but honestly, with that much being there, it's not going to be a big deal. It's a good looking edge. So now we'll be going for burr removal and then move up to the lapping films again. The only issue with this stone is every single time that you make a pass, you remove a shit ton of metal. Burr removal just doesn't happen with it. It's funny because every time that I take the stone out, I use it for one knife. That one was a 400 grit vitrified diamond stone. It runs about $100. Definitely not the meanest thing I've heard today. Noob. Oh no, my feelings. Pardon me while I go cry in the corner. And actually, I do burr removal on stones. The strops are great, but I don't do burr removal on the strops. I forgot that it doesn't say it on there anymore. It is a chiefer cut. At least that's how I assume you pronounce it. CHEEFARCUUT. They told me I'm supposed to go backward strokes only on these things. And I said, screw that. Because if you're gentle enough, you won't cut them. Dude, this thing will be clean at 500. This one isn't a stone. It's a diamond lapping film. It's literally just a piece of diamond encrusted tape on a piece of glass. Works out great, by the way, but yeah, it's not your average stone. You can't put a groove, but if you screw up, you can cut the tape off. And I've done that on the other one. Right here, and a couple spots up here that are shiny. Those are spots that the tip of a knife or the edge of a knife, I was holding it at just the wrong angle and it cut it. But yeah, these things, they're literally just tape. Gotta be gentle with them. Very, very flat though. Yeah, you need to be precise and hold an angle almost perfect. Which I can do with my right hand, but I'm having some trouble on the left. Which is why I'm taking so long on this stone, or on this film. Yeah, that's fair enough. So I sharpen about 4 knives a day. So I'm going to go ahead and strop this because I know I'm apexing, but I'm only barely apexing. Where'd my strops go? And I just had them here a minute ago. On camera, too. Oh. I stuck them back in the box. Tegan, welcome back. How's it going? Yep, right there. So this is a 5-micron strop. Seems to be a common thing with people that watch this channel. They don't know why they're here. They just kind of showed up one day and then they didn't stop showing up. I'll be honest, there's one dude that I did that with. He opens Pokemon cards. And when I started watching him, like a couple months ago, dude had 3,000 subscribers. By the time I stopped watching, which was like last week, he had 66,000. Yeah, I've noticed that. I've noticed that big change once you get into the polished finishes. these polished edges don't like cutting paper the same way that the low grit edges do, which is why I think I'm probably going to leave this at 500 and be happy with that. Because don't get me wrong, if I'm not mistaken, this thing's sharp as shit. Yeah. No effort. Larry, how's it going? Ooh. Yeah, can't quite do the swirls, but what is going on there? You're almost at your first 100. Nice. I think my first 100, I can tell you exactly how long it took. I timestamp all my milestones. We're gonna test shaving sharp on this here in a sec. Shreyan, welcome back. How's it going? Where'd my other phone go? Oh. 5th month, not bad. It takes a while to hit the first 100. The first 1,000 took me, I think, 2 years. Once I hit 1,000, it started taking off right after that, though. I really started taking off at about 800. Okay, so let's see. I started January 15th, and my first subscriber was on the 3rd, February 3rd. I hit 100 subscribers a month later at May 1st, or February, March, April, May. It took me 3 months to get my first 100. Almost 4 months. And then it took me about 10 months to get my next 100. So it took me over a year to hit 200. Paper towel test. Yeah, unfortunately, holy shit. I think you just look him up on YouTube. Now, can I cut it without holding it with 2 fingers? Yeah. That shit's sharp. Damn. Anyway, I'll be carrying that. I need to get used to carrying it. It's going to take a while. Carrying my first neck knife took me about a week to get used to the weight. This one weighs about double what my first neck knife weighed. So, it'll take a bit. It's heavy. It is a very heavy knife to be wearing around your neck. I'm good, thanks though. This thing is thick. Let me grab my my cutting board. Wipe this off real quick. And we can see how thick that thing is. Yeah, the blade is an 1/8 inch thick. And the handle is a 1/4 inch. It is heavy. For what you're doing with it anyway. If it was in my pocket, it wouldn't be as bad. Plus, I'm going to see how heavy they are real quick. I'm going to look it up. So the model is a Bradford G Necker, Necker. Bradford G Necker. Right here. And nowadays they don't make them out of L-Max anymore. They make them out of Nitro V. And this bad boy weighs... Come on. Yeah, that thing's a 1/4 inch thick on the handle. Ah, there we go. 2.7 ounces. 4.1 ounces with the sheath. So, yeah, 4.1 ounces to have hanging on your neck. It's a little much. And the reason why I'm saying it's a little much, like just the sheath itself, it's perfectly fine. But it's hanging off of a single strand of paracord. So you got this digging into your neck with a 1/4 pound hanging off of it. Not the most comfortable. If I can get an ulti-clip to fit this though, I might actually carry this on in my pocket or something. We'll see you later. Congratulations on hitting 100. It's a well-used knife. They barely carried this thing. I should say well taken care of, not well used. It's sad that they don't make them in this steel anymore. Well, I never wear shorts, so like it'll be 100-something degrees outside. I still won't wear shorts. Should clean out the sheath real quick. Just for shits and giggles. I'm curious. Oh, don't give me that. I'm going to hold it with 3. Yeah. I'm going to keep it at the 500. There's no point in going past that when it's already sharp. You miss out on a lot of the performance of the low grit edges. That's the only thing I've been missing about the low grit edges is how well they cut. And please be sure to line these things up before you jam the blade up into there. If you're unlucky, stab yourself in the hand and it's not going to feel great. Get that back into view. Now what to do, what to do. Well, obviously, I can tell you right now, the whole point of this thing was not lightweight. Oh, that polished edge. Come on, focus on it. So this thing needs cleaned. And then I'll probably put this thing up for sale. I might sell it with a lower grit edge. Because like we were talking about, those high grit edges, they just don't hold. Or they don't cut as well. So I believe that this is a Kershaw Knockout. It's made in the US, aluminum scales, 14C blade, and it is spring assisted. Yep, it's one of the US made 14C 28N blades. In my limited experience with 14C and that polished finish, it seems to like it. I haven't had the same issues with cutting on these ones as I have on the other steels I've been messing around with. Alright, pry bar. There's my pry bar. And you just keep coming back for more, don't you? So I would do the landscape streams. However, they don't get anywhere near as much traction as the verticals. Trust me, if I thought that I'd get as much traction on the horizontals as I do on these ones, I'd do them. We are cleaning a knife after I take it apart. There we go. So I bought this knife from a pawn shop because I thought it deserved a second life. Well, I do live streams to gain traction, to get more people watching. It helps grow the channel. It wasn't thrown away, but when I got my hands on it the first time, the blade was trashed. The whole edge was just covered in chips, and then I just figured it needed help. It deserved a second chance. It was sitting in like a $30 bin. Appreciate the subscription. So the vertical streams, the reason why they get better traction is because people are scrolling shorts and the streams just pop up randomly, whether you like it or not. And sometimes people stick around, sometimes they don't. But the vertical streams get those impressions from shorts, and the horizontal streams don't. The impressions that you get from the landscape streams are from the front page kind of a thing, like when people open YouTube, and if my stream will pop up on their front page, and that's about it. You know, there's the people that are already subscribed. Okay, feel free to ask that question. You know, people get notifications that I'm online, and other than that, it's all based on the For You page. I don't think that question is going to get asked. Either that or it's a really long question. Oh, I guess I didn't see the question show up. Have I ever cut myself while doing this? While streaming? No. While cleaning a knife? Yes, but not bad enough to bleed. Most of my cuts are superficial. They kind of just, oh, I got cut, no big deal. Not bad enough to even need a band-aid. Most of the time. It's been a while since I've gotten a good cut that actually needed covering, stitches. But it's part of the hobby. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Unfortunately, knives don't have a set list of safety rules the way that guns do. Yeah, my chat froze, so cleaning up some rust. Go ahead and wipe that off real quick. But I will admit, as a knife enthusiast, I definitely get cut more often than the average person. And sure, it kind of sucks when it happens, but you know, what are you going to do? Stop being a knife enthusiast? Okay, then we wipe that side off too. black grease. We'll be replacing that with white grease, stuff that's new instead of used, obviously. Okay, so that's clean enough. Wonder if chat's frozen again already. No? I think chat might actually be broken. It's the first time I've ever had that happen. So yeah, that's yellow from age. I'll admit, I've missed doing the cleaning streams. Not a whole lot, Brando. How are you doing? Not bad. Okay. Now time to put it back together. Oh wait, we gotta clean a couple more parts. Well, I appreciate you dropping in and leaving a like. Hopefully you have a great rest of your night. I'll be headed to bed pretty soon after I'm done cleaning this. I don't think that anybody's gonna buy it tonight, so we're pretty good on that. Okay. So these are actually pretty easy to put back together. Probably help if I took the pocket clip off. Yep, we'll see you later. Have a good one. Okay. Then we put the big one on. We'll put a drop of unscented mineral oil on there. Then we'll put the blade. Then the other washer. Then we'll put some grease in here. So this is food grade grease. Then we put the spring in there. Then we drop the front plate on there. Put the spring forward. We'll figure that out later. Pick up this side of the knife and this side of the knife. This spring right here. That spring goes inside that hole. Okay. Then we're going to put the back spacer in. Oh, gotta be careful there. Have to adjust that. There we go. Okay. Now we will line up the back spacer with the screw holes. Well, we've got the back one lined up, so we're going to just drop a screw right through there. Okay. Awesome. Much, much cleaner than it was. Now there's just one screw that I need to undo and redo, and then put the pocket clip back on. We're going to undo the pivot and clean around that. There we go. Awesome. Now we put the pocket clip back on. Okay. Beautiful. So that thing will be up for sale for anybody who's interested. It is a discontinued model. In fair condition. Let me double check my price before I say it, because I checked how much they were going for earlier today, and then I completely forgot. eBay. And we check how much everybody else is selling them for, and then sell them a little lower than that. Filter by sold items. 70, 60, 60, 175, 140, 98, 74, 150. Yeah, right. 150 again. 60, 80, 50. Huh. Yeah, so one of these things sold. Is this thing new? Yeah, that thing was new. That one sold for 70. That one used sold for 60. And I don't think that 60 is a bad price, which is kind of what I was thinking earlier, but I wanted to double check and make sure that I wasn't too high. So I think 60 is a fair price. Anyway, it looks like nobody's going to want to buy it on the stream, so, and that's fine. Not a big deal to me. Stick it on Blade Binge for a little more than that, and then make my money there. Anyway, is there anything else that I want to do before I end the stream? Should respond to that message on Messenger. Man, I don't remember what my password was. How the hell am I supposed to remember that? I will read that later. One new message on Marketplace. Oh, it's nice to finally see people, why the hell does Messenger think that it's 6:40 in the morning? Oh, Messenger's weird. Well, let's get something to sharpen before everybody leaves. What does N690 like? So I'm thinking about sharpening some N690. Medium edge retention, kind of just medium everything. So if that's the case, it should do, real quick, look it up, look up what it's made out of. If it's high in carbides, then we'll just do a regular sharpening. If it's low, then we'll polish it. Okay. So it's a pretty low carbide steel. So we can polish it. All right. Get this off the table. Bring this onto the table. Take this one off. That's better. Beautiful. one more knife that we can sharpen tonight. Basically the test base every time that I sharpen. Now it is already sharp, but every time that I sharpen it, I forget to sharpen the tip. So we're going to fix that. Moritz, what's up? How's it going? Beautiful. Glad to hear it. Well, what am I carrying today? I think the 801's better. The 108, I've got one, but I don't remember where I put it. And I don't know, I just think that the 801's better. If you want to look into an interesting knife, so if you look up, go onto Amazon and look up Land, LAND 912. It's basically a copy of a Sebenza, which are around $550. Favorite song changes about once a week. At the moment, give me a sec. I gotta look it up. Go to album. So this week it's probably Stabbing in the Dark by Ice Nine Kills from the Silver Scream album. Robert Jones, what's up? How's it going? But again, favorite song changes weekly, so the mixture that I spray on my stone is this. And you can feel free to screenshot that if you'd like. It works great. Just in case you haven't screenshotted it yet, now's your chance. I'm about to put it away. Yep. It is recommended that you shake it before every spray, but I don't always. I came up with that mixture. So total cost for the materials to make the spray, not including the spray bottle. 70% isopropyl alcohol you can find at the dollar store for about $1.25, plus whatever your state tax is. I believe I buy them in quarts. A quart of, I didn't know you were still here. I buy 2 quarts at a time of mineral oil, and each quart is about $15. Don't let that bother you. It's food safe, so. You sleep well, though. I buy my stuff from CVS because it was like a shit ton of it for really cheap. And I highly doubt that I'm going to go through one of those things anytime soon. $3 for how much? Nope, only knives. Guns are far out of my price range. And I don't think that I'd be selling them live on a YouTube live stream. That's pretty damn good. $3 for 16 ounces is better than the deal that I got. I mean, I know they sell the 91% at Walmart, but I don't buy that stuff because I think it's too expensive. Nope. California is far too expensive. Definitely not the state for me. Plus, I have an appreciation for firearms, and their blatant distaste and disrespect towards firearms is unacceptable to me. See, the thing about California is it's either upper middle class, upper class, or dirt poor, and there's kind of no in between on that. Oh, I'm going to move to California and become an actor. Okay, bud. I doubt I'll ever see you again. Have a good one, Woodenator. We'll see you later. I wish you luck. I don't think I could ever pull that off. That's a wee bit away from me. Just a casual. Give me a sec. 2,200 miles away. You have a good one. We'll see you later. Still in Austria, yeah. Damn. Oh, where's my little touch-up stone? There it is. I have no clue how to read that. Hi, how you doing? My favorite budget knife for under $70. Hmm. Probably the best option, the best bang for your buck that you can get right now is the Civivi Mini Praxis. In the US, it is $30. If you give me just a sec, I'll show you what it is. What's up? Yeah, everybody seems to be going crazy over that knife, but I'm not somebody who usually follows a hype train. Like, sure, it was designed by an actor, but I have no clue who this dude is. I don't watch movies. My favorite opening mechanism. Definitely the Spidey hole. For anybody who's wondering what that is, just give me a second, I'll show you. I actually have this one up for sale. Not publicly yet. I didn't want to get rid of it, but the thing's basically brand new. Other than an edge. I think I figured 145. This one's in Maximate. This one's in CPM S45. John Murphy, what's up? Now again, these rules apply. I do direct sales, which that's not a rule, but USA only and Cash App only. Long story short, PayPal held like $300 of mine hostage for a couple weeks, and I missed a payment on something, and that pissed me off, so I won't work with them anymore. Nope. It's about $54 off of brand new price because it doesn't come with a box. Yeah, this was confiscated from somebody by TSA, and then I won it in an auction. This dude has got to be pissed off because this thing is almost brand new. The edge was a little screwed up, but I fixed that. Thing's nice and sharp now. Ooh, wavy. It is 145. And again, USA only and Cash App only. This one's mine. Oh, the personal collection grows. It definitely is a really good looking knife. And I'd love to keep it, but I'm saving for a Sebenza. Well, I was saving for a small Sebenza. I decided to change my mind and buy something else, but you guys aren't going to know what that is until I buy it. I don't sharpen serrations. I don't have anything that's serrated. And if I do, it gets sold. This one's already called for, so I can't sell this again, but you get the point. Everything that I own that's serrated is for sale or sold already. I don't know what I have that's serrated anymore. There isn't a whole lot left. I'm sure it does take time, but I wouldn't know because I don't sharpen them. I'll sharpen the non-serrated half, but I won't sharpen the serrated half. And let's be honest, if you did something with a serrated knife that fucked up the edge, then that is definitely your fault. Because those serrated edges last forever. Heavy use farm knife. This would be good for that. You know what else would be good for that? Do I have the other one on? Where is the... Oh! The salt in what steel? Because, well, all the salt ones are pretty decent. Except H1. H1's kind of hot garbage. Now these are farm knives. So they're rat model ones. This one's in AUS 8 and this one's in D2. Decently thick. It's just a solid overall knife. VEF serrations are interesting. Yeah, these are both up for sale too. Priced at $30 and $35. I try and price my stuff competitively. You want to see an absolute classic? The Spyderco Military. It's not super smooth. I try. I do my research on how much they sell for on eBay, and then I try and undercut eBay prices. This one's been gone through multiple times. When I bought this, it was completely filled with vegetable oil. It wouldn't open smoothly. And I cleaned it up, took apart every single one of the parts except for the thumb stud. There are 31 parts on this knife, by the way. And wiped it all down. Literally cleaned it in the sink, which I don't normally do, but it needed it. My EDC changes just about weekly. This week, I'm carrying the Spyderco Military and the P801 SF. The thumb studs on this one aren't easy to deploy because it's a frame lock. It's just not super easy. And that one's not for sale, but yeah. And then as soon as I get the video of this knife up on YouTube, I will I'll be carrying this one for a week. And I've got a ton of boxes. It's not assisted, and neither is this one. It's just a flipper tab. If it was spring assisted, it would... Where was the spring assisted one I had just a minute ago? By just a minute ago, I mean like an hour ago, but... Oh, under this box. So this one will bounce back open. The other one's just really smooth. Kashif, how's it going? I can't wait for my Spyderco build. I just want to give everybody a heads up on something. When you're searching on eBay for stuff and you see, like, you're about to buy something from a seller, look that seller up and see if they have their own website. Because eBay takes 13% of every sale. And the website will cost around 4%. It just helps with the buyer or with the seller. Helps bring cost down. I've been talking to a gun parts company, and they said that it helps out when you buy direct from them instead. And Kershaw is one of the only companies that does decent spring assisted knives. I'll agree with that. CRKT does them still, but I do not have any butterfly knives. I could do better. We'll do better. Once I'm done with that, I'm ending the stream. So it sounds to me like nobody's gonna buy this tonight. No big deal. Oh, we're about to make it a lot sharper. My favorite knife. This week it's been this one. It's treated me great. I've used it the wrong way plenty of times, and it just keeps pushing just fine. I think on this one we'll sharpen this one again too. And then we'll end the stream. But I'll be sharpening both at the same time. Alejandro, what's up? Never heard of him. Is it the monotone voice or? So the US has 5 time zones, I believe. In my time zone, it is 1:36. What are you saying, that I should reach out to this YouTuber and say, hey, somebody said we sound the same? Yep. I don't usually use Discord for YouTube purposes. Well, sharpest and biggest knife are two different requests. So I don't remember what my biggest knife is. We'll see you later, Moritz. Have a good one. Appreciate the like. Somehow we hit 45. I don't know how that happens. I never understand how that happens. And my sharpest knife, I don't know. I get a lot of them pretty dang sharp. But I don't have a way of comparing how sharp they are. It's a mix of this stuff. If you want to screenshot it, you can. Pretty easy to make. Christina, what's going on? Oh, whoops. I did say I was going to be sharpening too, so. Awesome. Appreciate that. It's a solid knife. Appreciate the subscription. I swap to the next grit, which is 500. I forgot about that. This thing needs reprofiled. This one doesn't, but the other one definitely does. Nope. Most of my collection is folding knives. I tend to keep it that way. Lena, what's up? How's it going? I think we're going to leave this thing at 500. I don't think I've seen you in here before. I don't take donations. Like financial donations, I don't take financial donations. If I did, there'd be a little present box looking thing where I was just pointing. But I don't, so it's not there. I don't have them turned on, so. So I don't make a whole lot of videos anymore. I kind of stopped uploading videos for a while after I got sick earlier this year. And then I started live streaming instead. So what do you make videos about? If you can set them up properly, then yeah, I would suggest that you live stream. My live streams have gotten me significant traction that I never would have gotten from regular videos. We're talking over half of my subscribers have come from live streams. Let me double check numbers real quick. In the last month, we've gained 331 subscribers, and all of them were from live streams. So, do with that info what you will. But I highly recommend, if you have a YouTube channel, you should be live streaming if it's a type of content that you can do so with. Now, if the vertical live streams fit your feed or fit your style nicely, that's even better. Yeah, that's what it needed. Yep, good luck. Happy to help with info where I can. Yep. The knife hobby gets very expensive very quickly, unfortunately. Okay, reprofiling. Are you still wet? Damp. Hopefully you don't soak up too much. So the reason I don't collect butterfly knives is because I'm a little dumb. And I know I will make a mistake. And that mistake will end up with me getting cut. And yes, I know they make trainers. But I don't want a trainer because they're not useful. It's definitely an interesting place. They can be. Well, happy early birthday. I have no clue how many days it is until mine. Yep. Nope, just a regular flashlight. Making sure I wasn't ruining my stone. I have no clue. Genuinely have no clue what it is or how it works. Because every time I think I figured it out, they change it. Yeah, the stone's fine. I was just checking to make sure that I wasn't gouging it or anything, leaving permanent marks. Ground fog, what's up? Welcome back. I'll just double check real quick. Beautiful, nothing that I can't get out. Either my sister got it and gave it to me, or a guy at the pawn shop that I go to gave it to me. I lost my voice for 3 weeks, and then I just haven't uploaded a long form video since. Yep. I wasn't able to talk normally for 3 weeks. I was stuck whispering. I was coughing so hard for, I think it was a week before I lost my voice. Yep. I haven't found another app that treats me as well as they do. So, just before my cough went away, I started live streaming again, and I was whispering the whole time. When I checked a little bit ago, I had 1780 So 1,780. I don't think this is working out the way that I was hoping. Yep, micro bevel. Fine. Well, I was planning on going to bed about an hour ago. I'm looking to see what's wrong with the edge and why it's not getting sharp. I've tried just about everything. So we've got one option left. The nastiest diamond plate that I've got. Now, YouTube hates this plate. Every time that I bring it on stream, the autocorrect or autofocus starts acting up. So I would like to warn you guys about that. If you have epilepsy, unfortunately, you will probably have to leave. We'll see you later, Kashif. Have a good one. Now, that's up to you if you want to leave or not. Finally. $140 grit for the win. Up to 600. So this is the one that YouTube hates. Okay. We're done with the 600. Then we'll move down to the 500 lapping film. Ooh. Okay. Ron, how's it going? Well, welcome back. I'm doing just fine. How are you doing, Ron? And welcome back, by the way. Well, I could be talking to you if you wanted to talk. We've got 3 Rons in here. I've been looking into the Jackwolf knives. They're a little too pricey for me, though. Solid pieces, though. I'd love to have one. think I'd pick the Vampire Jack. I'm drinking water. I recommend everybody go take a drink of water, including all three of you Rons. I've seen them, but I've never actually bought one. The best sharpness testers are like $250. Nice, nice. Everybody getting that hydration going. That is the only thing I will ever tell you to do on my streams. I won't tell you to like, I won't tell you to subscribe, but I will tell you to drink water. That is wild. But I'll admit, I had my first sword when I was like 6, so I can't say that that's a bad idea. I think Kashif is in a different time zone. I know Kashif's not in the US, we'll put it that way. So, see, Ron will tell you what to do, but I won't tell you guys what to do. When I was 6, I was a little shit, and I got my ass handed to me by my dad, so... I think the most impressive thing I had when I was 6 was a Game Boy Advanced. I appreciate that, Ron. Some of the ones I'm selling, yeah, sure. What's your price range? I'm going to start with that so that I don't try and sell you something that's too expensive. Like, I've got stuff that's in the $1,000 range, so, and I've got stuff that's in the 15, 20, 60, that kind of range. What is my T? I do not know what you mean by that. So this one I just finished cleaning up and sharpening. This one's sitting at 60. Probably the best bang for your buck that I've got is this one. This is a Civivi Mini Praxis. This one, once I'm done sharpening, is up for sale already. So that one right there is $25 after shipping anywhere in the US. and this one is $30 after shipping anywhere in the US. The metal, I would agree, probably 80 and under, yeah. That was a typo. Once I finish sharpening this, I can pull some more out. I've got 80 and below. This one isn't great, but it is Kershaw Cryo 2. I think I've got this thing up for 22. And it'll be 22 free shipping. At the moment, I've been playing around with diamond lapping films. My cheapest probably is this one, but again, I only ship to the US. International shipping gets expensive very quickly. I learned that when we checked how much it would cost to ship to Australia, and it was like $190 just for shipping. You need that sharpened. I don't usually offer sharpening services. However, well, that's up to your parents if you can buy it, and I'm not even sure that you'll be able to bring it through customs. Customs tends to suck. You're in the States. Let's see. See, I don't know what knife exactly that you're talking about. There are certain blade shapes that I will not sharpen because I just don't like sharpening them. Tell me about it. And then there's the customs in whatever country you're going back to. And some countries really don't like knives. See, I used to want to get cheats back when I was younger, but then I just got better at games and didn't need them. Yeah, I never learned coding. Well, there are a lot of anti-cheats out there. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend cheating on Roblox. You'll get your account banned. That's one of those games that, or one of them platforms that they don't really mess around. You get caught and then you're done. See, I think Roblox is a pretty cool platform because there are a shit ton of basically remakes of other games and they're free. So all you need is a computer and then you're fine. So every once in a while I'll hop on and play some first person shooter games. At the library because I got nothing better to do. For some reason, a company being ruined after somebody died does not surprise me. Well, that's because of a lot of the stuff that's going on right now. They're getting a lot of hate. Ooh, yeah. How did we get 68 likes? Genuinely, where did those come from? Because last time I checked, it was 45. I don't even know how those ones showed up, but Where do all you people keep coming from? Yeah, that whole situation is a shit show. Right after I'm done with this, I'm headed to bed, though. I planned on going to bed 2.5 hours ago. It's Ron's fault. That's what it was. Ron told people to hit the thumbs up button. And then magically 15, 23 more people showed up and left likes. I mean, I'm going to still continue playing because it's it's a free platform for some of the games that I enjoy. Although I don't support their views on certain things. Specifically, this whole situation that you're getting on to. Yeah, I think I should sleep now too. Oh, that's a good knife. Next owner's gonna love this thing. Carlos, what's up? Yep, we'll see you guys later. Carlos, you joined a little late, so we're gonna go ahead and end the stream right there. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night, morning, day, whatever it is. And we'll see you later tonight. I'll be streaming with Stifler Manufacturing tonight. Hopefully, as long as everything goes well. I will make a post if we're streaming on their channel. If we're streaming on my channel, well, you'll see that we're streaming on my channel. And congratulations on getting to #1. But yeah, that'll be it, guys. We'll see you guys later. Bye, Ron. For the night, you are. Yep.